7 black women have been shot in 7 days.
Everybody's fair game. That is how city and county police describe the alarming increase in women being killed by gunfire.
50 women have been brutally murdered in Chicago. Their bodies left in alleys, vacant lots, and abandoned houses.
Black women and girls in the United States are disproportionately at risk for abuse, exploitation, and homicide. In 2001, there were hundreds of black women and girls that have been killed and their murders have gone unsolved. As this continues to happen, many believe their local law enforcement, government officials, and the news media are not doing enough with sharing their stories. Today, we will look at 10 unsolved cases from 2021 with hopes justice will be served to them and the many who have lost their lives. Kaailyha was 22 years old and lived in Washington, D.C. She was described as a bright and friendly young woman who was working towards her degree in childhood education. According to her mother, she was the best daughter anyone could ask for.
She was the best daughter anybody could ask for. This is too much.
Kaailyha and her mother were coming home from a family birthday party around 2:30 a.m. Sunday morning when someone started shooting. According to reports, more than 40 shots were fired. Kaailyha was struck in the back seat of the car. She was taken to the hospital, but unfortunately, she had later died.
And guess what? The tragedy of all of this is that Mom says they were nearly home. Check out this intersection, that main road. That is Wheeler Road, the 4100 block. Police say the shooting happened at the 3800 block. Mom tells me after bullets started firing off, she drove into the neighborhood here, parked the family car where it sits now, and take a look. The back window shattered. Bullet went through this back window. I'm told Kaailyha was in the back seat. Now, this car sits right outside of the family home. As a horrible reminder.
Her mother doesn't recall the make or model of the cars involved in the shooting, but remembers there were both white vehicles and looked to be involved in a chase at high speed off Alabama Avenue just prior to the shooting. Kaailyha was DC's first homicide victim in 2021.
My first child, my twin, I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. I guess the things that helped me is that I was there through everything. You know, her first walk, her first talk, her singing, taking her to college. Time to put the guns down. As you know, in recent months, there's been so many innocent victims of gun violence. And for what?
She said, "Ma, you gotta live life before life lives you." That was her favorite quote. You gotta live life before life lives you.
DC police said the shooting is still an active investigation, and if you have any information, call DC police. Vanisha was 33 years old and lived in Chicago, Illinois. She made everyone around her happy. Vanisha was a go-getter. According to reports, she loved to laugh and she loved sharing a smile. She truly loved being supportive to her closest family and friends. Sadly, on January 4th, 2021, Vanisha was found shot inside a car that evening in a neighborhood. She was fatally shot at about 8:25 p.m., according to Cook County's medical examiners. Police said she was parked in a vehicle amongst a group of male acquaintances when occupants of a white sports utility vehicle headed west on Polk Street began shooting at a group sitting in the vehicle.
A woman was found dead in a vehicle on the west side of Chicago. Here's video from that scene. She was found unresponsive with a gunshot wound to her head. This is in the 3600 block of West Polk and Homan Square. Police are now investigating her death.
A police spokesman said they were unable to provide any other additional details about the shooting, and anyone with information or tips about this case is urged to send tips to cpdtip.com. CierraYoung was 18 years old and lived in Washington, D.C. Cierra was a senior at Theodore Roosevelt High School.
Cierra was a lovable kid. She just enjoyed life. All she did was smile. She just wanted to be happy.
And Cierra had aspirations to start her own clothing line. She recently created t-shirts named
Evolve. And that means we live in an evil world. She wanted to become somebody. She wanted to be somebody. I miss her a lot.
On Valentine's Day, police in Washington, D.C. responded to a call about a crash on Sunday night at about 9:30 p.m., arriving to find Cierra wounded on the ground from gunfire. The preliminary investigation revealed that the shooting happened outside of an apartment building about a block away from the intersection.
Police have released a new surveillance image of a car that they have tied to the murder of a young woman in D.C. Detectives say the car appears to be a white Mercedes with heavily tinted windows. They say it's connected to the shooting of 18-year-old CierraYoung. She was found inside another car that crashed on the night of February 14th at Branch and Pennsylvania Avenues in Southeast. Young's mother told us she thinks it was a road rage attack.
She was in a car with a gentleman, and it's supposed to have been some type of road rage, and some people were shooting into the car. That's the word that I have.
Police are still offering an award up to $25,000 to anyone who provides information that leads to an arrest and conviction of the person or persons responsible for this homicide. Anyone with information about this case is asked to call the police at 202-727-9099. KaailyhaJackson was 28 years old and lived in Houston, Texas. According to reports, she was loving, caring, and kind. She was truly a light to a lot of people around her, and she loved to smile. Sadly, on March 13, 2021, Kaailyha's body was found inside of a vehicle. Officers were dispatched and found Kaailyha unresponsive. Kaailyha had sustained multiple gunshot wounds and was pronounced deceased at the scene.
Police need leads in the murder of a woman found dead in a car in Southeast Houston last month.
Yeah, but there's only a few details that are known right now, and here's what we do know. CranishiaJackson's body was found in a vehicle on Alameda, Genoa, that's near Webercrest. This was on Saturday, March 13th. Police say she was shot multiple times, but they're still trying to piece together any more details about what happened.
As of today, the motive of the shooting is unknown and the police have no information on the suspect. Crime Stoppers may pay up to $5,000 for any information that leads to the identification, charging, and/or arrest of the suspects involved in this case. Information can be reported by calling 713-222-8477. LyricBrown was 21 years old and lived in Baltimore, Maryland. She was known to make everyone laugh and being a great mother to her 2-year-old daughter. Lyric was described as a very devoted and attentive mother. She did everything she could in order to provide for her. Sadly, on July 10th, 2021, police got a call just after 1 a.m. Saturday about a woman lying in an intersection in an area surrounded by apartment complexes. When responding officers got to the scene, they found LyricBrown, who suffered a gunshot wound to her upper body. She was rushed to a nearby hospital, but unfortunately, she passed from her injuries.
Heartbreaking. And she's still a child herself at 21. I mean, it makes no sense. I actually came out around 9 o'clock to walk the dog the other day, and I was a little nervous because it was dark, and I thought, geez, you know, should I be on guard? You know, was this someone that she knew?
It's totally senseless. It's just about as bad as war. I mean, you know, young people dying daily, even children. It's horrible. You know, I don't like the world we live in.
Police claim they have kept their cards close to their chest and haven't shared much about their investigation. However, they did reveal that they are exploring every avenue, including the possibilities that LyricBrown was targeted in the shooting. Anyone with information about this case is urged to contact Baltimore County detectives at 410-307-2020 or their local authorities. Due to the amount of information provided in the video, we broke this down into 2 parts. Please tune in tomorrow at 5 p.m. to hear the other stories. Thank you guys so much for watching and supporting this channel. Please make sure you help support these families by sharing their loved ones' stories so that they can get the justice they deserve. Love you guys dearly. Thank you guys so much for watching. And with that being said, don't forget to check on your loved ones. See you later.